Okay, this is going to be part 2. But then again, I might change the name of it. So, we'll see. Alright. I think I'll read back a little bit here. Yeah. Okay. I think I'll read back a little here. Okay. When the sun shall be rolled up, he continued. The same course is followed by the moon. By the way, this is from Al-Tabari about how Muhammad thought that the sun and moon got its luminosity, or how the sun and moon got their luminosity, according to Muhammad. The same course is followed by the moon in its rising, its running on the horizon of the heaven, its setting, its rising to the highest seventh heaven, its being held underneath the throne, its prostration, and its asking permission. But Gabriel, I'll call him Gabriel, brings it a garment from the light of the footstool. He continued, quote, this is meant by Allah's word, quote, He made the sun a luminosity and the moon a light, unquote. Abu Dar concluded, Then I went away together with the messenger of Allah, and we prayed the evening prayer. The report from the messenger of Allah indicated that the only difference between the condition of the sun and that of the moon is that the luminosity of the sun comes from the wrap of the luminosity of the throne with which the sun was covered, while the light of the moon comes from the wrap of the light of the footstool, which was what the moon was covered. Okay, I'll continue here. Yeah, according to Muhammad, the reason why they have luminosity is because Gabriel clothed the sun and moon in luminosity, like a butler. The same way we put on clothes, it says. Okay, the other report, referring to the different concept, is what I was told by Muhammad, and it goes on. Yeah, all these different names. Yeah. Okay, when Ibn Abbas was sitting, one day, when Ibn Abbas was sitting at home in the mosque, a man came up to him. Oh, came up. Oh, I've already read that. Okay, well, I'm gonna. Okay, yeah. He gets mad. Okay, yeah. When the messenger of Allah was asked about that, he replied, When Allah was done with his creation and only Adam remained to be created, he created 2 suns, in other words, 2 stars, from the light of his throne. His foreknowledge told him, that's Allah, that he, Allah again, would leave here 1 sun. So he created it as, then large as is added into it. It's not really there. So then he created it as this world is from east to west. But they added large as put in here. He created it as large as the world is from east to west. In other words, the sun is as big as the earth. His foreknowledge, that's Allah's foreknowledge, also told him, Allah, that he, Allah, would efface it and change it to a moon. So the moon is smaller in size than the sun. Hey, you got that right. But both are seen as small because of the sun's altitude and remoteness from the earth. Well, hey, if that's what he said, then that's really something. Or is this guy talking about it? Is this a Muslim talking about it? It's hard to tell. All right, he continued, quote, If Allah had left the 2 suns as he created them in the beginning. Oh, I see. Yeah, his knowledge foretold the sun. He created it as the world is big for east. Yes, his knowledge is suns and moons. Okay. Oh, yeah. His followers told him that he would efface it and change it to a moon. Okay. Yeah. In other words, according to Muhammad, the sun, the moon used to be a sun until it was effaced. Okay. He continued, if Allah had left 2 suns, 2 stars, as he created them in the beginning, might Night would not have been distinguishable from day. A hired man then would not know until when he should labor and when he should receive his wages. A person fasting would not know until when he must fast. A woman would not know how to reckon the period of her impurity. The Muslims would not know the time of the pilgrimage. Doctors would not know when their debts became due. People in general would not know when the work of for a livelihood and when to stop resting for their bodies. The Lord was too concerned with his servants and too merciful to them to do such things. He thus sent Gabriel to drag his wing 3 times over the face of the moon, which that time was a sun, a star. He effaced its luminosity and left the light in it. This is meant by all his word, quote, and we have made the night and the day 2 signs. We have blotted out the sign of the night, and we have made the sign of the day something to see by. In other words, so that Quran verse, it's due to Gabriel rubbing his wing on the star, on the sun, on the first sun, the second sun, I guess you could say, turning it into the moon that we have now. He continued, the blackness you can see as lines on the moon is a trace of the blotting from Gabriel putting his wing on it. Allah then created the sun, a chariot, with 360 handholds from the luminosity of the light of the throne, and entrusted 360 of the angels inhabiting the lower heaven with the sun and its chariot, each of them gripping one of those handholds. Boy, that really sounds scientific, doesn't it? Woo. He entrusted 360 of the angels inhabiting the lower, heaven with the moon and its chariot, each of them gripping one of those handholds. Then he said, quote, for the sun and the moon, he created easts and wests, positions to rise and set, on the 2 sides of the earth and the 2 rims of heaven, 180 springs in the west of black clay, that is meant by Allah's word saying, quote, he found it setting in a muddy spring, unquote, meaning by muddy, haniyah, black clay, and 180 springs in the east likewise of black clay, bubbling and boiling like a pot when it is boiled furiously. He continued, every day and night the sun has a new place where it rises and a new place where it sets. The interval between them from beginning to end is longest for the day in summer and shortest in winter. Thus, this is meant by Allah's word, quote, the Lord of the 2 easts and the Lord of the 2 wests, meaning the last position of the sun here and the last there. He omitted the positions in the east and the west for the rising and setting of the sun in between them, then referred to east and west in the plural, saying, by the Lord of the easts and the wests. He mentioned the number of all those springs as above, which would be 180. He continued, Allah created an ocean 3 farsakhs, that's 18 kilometers, removed from heaven. And some Muslim today was trying to tell me that's space. Waves contained as it stands in the air by the command of Allah. No drop of it is spilled. All the oceans are motionless, but the ocean flows at the rate of speed of an arrow. It is set free to move in the air evenly, as if it were a rope stretched out in the area between east and west. The sun, the moon, and the retrograde stars run in its deep swell. This is meant by Allah's word, quote, each swims in a sphere. Get that? Each swims in a sphere, and it really means swims because it's water up there, supposedly, according to Muhammad. The, quote, sphere, unquote, is the circulation of the chariot in the deep swell of that ocean by him, Allah, who holds the soul of Muhammad in his hand. If the sun were to emerge from the ocean, it would burn everything on earth, including even rocks and stones. And if the moon were to emerge from it, it would afflict by its heat the inhabitants of the earth. So such an extent that they would worship gods other than Allah. So the moon is hot also. It's not reflecting the sun, the sun's light. It's hot also, according to Muhammad. The exception would be those of Allah's friends, whom He would want to keep free from the sun. Okay, there's more, but I think I'll make a new video for that one. Yeah. See how much time do I have left here? Oh yeah, I'll stop it here. 5.